From now on, Kuraki-san's radio recording will begin. No illusions to live by!
I already told Mom not to eat sweets anymore, but I got confused about what to do. Before, Mom seemed to each other things. Sometimes it's not sweet, so it's fine. I heard Mom ate one bite of something Mom got as a gift, and I didn't say anything at the time. So each time, but I feel betrayed, and that I shouldn't buy extra stuff like that, and Mom said things like that without any problems. Also, first Mom said there's a restaurant neighbor, not about where it's closed. Mom told me that in the morning, and after the Mom said the restaurant only stopped making soba. It's confusing. Mom said it's closed before, but then I said the restaurant already stopped making soba. Picking one specific detail, I asked Mom, "Did the restaurant close?" Mom said yes, it's closed. Why Mom said the restaurant stopped making soba just now is completely unclear. Next topic. People often talk about someone who feels like AI human smart, but it's unclear if they got as hurt. Yesterday, while listening to the podcast, Uncle host said that about someone, that person felt that way. People can tell when someone like that whether this person got hurt or not. Come to mind a lot. I'm not a type. It's clear I'm different from normal people. With normal equals the borderline being for the borderline means I'm not a normal human type. So what am I? When I look at a developmental disorder, people often mention things like low emotion or robot-like trait or being sweet for IT work. Now how that fit me? I'm not an object either. HSP, the sensitive type, fit me more. When Mom isn't worried about something, I still worry about it. As with its mouth feeling, it's wasted effort. When I watch TV, I often wonder how a person feels right now. But that person probably doesn't care much. I'm the one who cares my own, and that sense. Maybe I'm more human than normal, but being not normal doesn't make me a normal human type either. Too much of anything isn't good, so I can't say I'm more human than normal people. Sharing aside where I'm. Answer gets pretty roundabout. Normally, people build a self-image like I like this, so I'm this kind of person. I'm not that I can't become anyone. I'm trying to live without being fixed as anyone. So the question itself only comes up. Sometimes, basically, I'm trying to live without being fixed. That's probably true. The person hard to pin down. What kind of person am I then? Maybe someone who likes observing things, exploring type of person, though it's not clear. Next, not holding a fixed idea or way of thinking could mean I'm strong against suddenly, but I'm weak with change, and I dislike not being able to see what's ahead. Being strong against suddenly being weak against change might be different things, but a routine person like me is probably weak there. People want certain things, believing in something, a way of fixing idea, place doing that makes people feel something sudden as increased routine. Loving people like predictability. This creates contradictions. I'm probably weak, get life suddenly. Originally, I wanna believe something, hold a belief. I want something to appear, but doing that make a meaning generation and engine explode inside me. So I try not to feel meaning things as much as possible. I make sure not to hold a basic meaning in life. That's the only way to prevent it. In that sense, I'm originally weak. I can't fully believe I know that what happened. For I believe also, even if part of me trying to believe once I start searching, reason testing it, suddenly collapsed since I've repeated this over and over. This word seemed absurd to me at all. Next, I want to do what I can myself to fight compulsive behavior. Before sleep, I make sure to close the faucet properly. But before meals, I don't even want to touch the faucet. I don't know what to do about that either. I might forget. I'm for it. It's before I know I shouldn't push myself to hurt there. I won't help anything, not even with the future. Doing something for the future always breaks my daily life. Something that's fine. While I'm home now, cause trouble later, and acting and that reasoning always relax my routine. Still, it's a bit frustrating. I want to increase what I can do myself. Also today, I tried doing a rakugo bit outside my usual routine, and the moment I decided to do it, I had to make a new plan just to fit that change in, so it actually took more time. I know that already, but I still do the rakugo bit. That's why I keep wanting to in the end. Honestly, it's just efficient, and I know that myself. This morning I did it at a routine over the finished it, and then the extra time before breakfast because the plan didn't go as expected. Things only go well when I stick to the usual order. Checking things takes more time to even bigger change are the same. Even when I change the routine itself build a new habit, it can end up taking more time. To say it's my future self never got away. That's obvious, but I feel pretty hopeless about it. Is it illness or is it my own habit? But my stomach been abnormally upset for years, even with a normal life. So maybe cutting out that habit would help, but I'm already pretty minimalist and can't cut anything more. I keep suffering through like that since morning. Also since morning, I've been working on the show opening, but then going viral. What's frustrating is that yesterday, while watching a video, I made something quickly so I didn't waste time, and it came out wrong. This morning I worked on to again, and someone with no clear reason. I got a bit more room today than usual, and not knowing why makes it scary. Maybe because the recent change the show name is decided now, and this settled feeling doesn't sit right with me. My phone battery ran out, and I forget what I wanted to talk about in the podcast this morning, and no matter how much I think, I can't remember it. My surroundings don't listen to me, and my body and mind don't listen to me either. Next, positive songs don't work for me. Songs that makes me think or feel down don't work either. There seem to be a lot of hopeless songs out there, though I don't know about Japan. None of them work for me. One reason that comes to mind that I don't try and listen to positive or bright songs. That might mean I lack sensitivity. People say things like listen to a bright song when it's hurt or listen to a dark song instead. I find it strange that people believe that helps. That's kind of sensitivity itself, and the belief that it fixes things seems off to me. I probably can't pick out this song fixed now in my mind. Music can't be split simply bright song, dark song like that. Most people feel the mood life, but even while listening to music, mood doesn't rise when someone's feeling down. Instead, there's a kind of rejection that might be normal. Actually, people often say it's better to listen to dark song on purpose. To begin with, I can't recognize this is a dark song that way. Even the people who make the song probably aren't thinking let's make a dark song. A bright song just turned out that way as a result. Being emotionally moved by music isn't that kind of thing. I don't feel moved thinking what is this song or this person did something interesting. That's the kind of being moved I feel, because I get emotionally shaken by things like that. I end up treating that things as mere phenomena, so I won't be bothered. This is a bright song, and that is as far as it goes. Also, seeing someone disappear or hearing hospital music, hopeless music, I can't relate to it at all. Someone despair, I can't relate them. I can't relate to someone who hope either. Someone despair still seem to have help around them, some way to be saved, and there's no song that says hopeless all the way to the end. And maybe because it's sell every story, every song, and happy on the end. Also, people often say not to tell a depressed person to having their and that feels shallow to me. If people go down that road, there's no end to it. That's great, but not telling depressed people to hang there has been overused so much that maybe saying it is better now. Most people got imagination, so they understand the person means no harm. They're just encouraging them, and they don't take offense normally. Hang and there's more like a greeting as stock phrase. Looking back, I've never felt anything particular when someone told me to hang in there. I don't feel like trying harder, and I don't feel like I'm already trying hard. Nothing at all. Also, the word people use to comfort. Some aren't fixed in meaning. They change depending on the relationship with a speaker, the situation, the person, and there's a perfect word for each moment. Next, people talk about how one moment shaped who they're now, or one thing back then changed the rest of their life. But life is just a collection of all those moments, accumulation. So I don't think one moment holds more body and another holds less. Working hour and sleeping hour are all the same 24 hours. People think, who I met the person then, but every single moment branches the rest of life in a different direction. Life is obviously made a continuous string every moment. Meeting a sudden book, religion conversation with someone. People think there's a big effect in life. It makes a good story, but what's changed life is in that one moment. It's all the time before and after it's too. Following this logic all the way back leads to the moment of birth, and it can be said that every moment up to now it's at effect. Next, yesterday I finished my online English lesson faster than expected, and I felt settled afterward after something hard like that. This happened a lot. I ended up listening to music non-stop out the guiltful slacking off even on a Spotify playlist full of songs not worth listening to, but a decent one came on. So I kept listening out a kind of obligation and started listening the strange urge to listen all the way through kicks in, and afterwards I regretted it badly, wondering what that time was, even for especially on a day like today that was an usual routine when I need to sleep early. Next, I understand people's feeling read the air too well, so I've numbed myself to it. Otherwise, I couldn't function. So there are two sides. Deep down, I still pick up people's feelings too much, but I've numbed myself around junior high school. High school, it was especially bad. Maybe even from elementary school, especially the upper grade. I'm the type who picks up too much the hidden meaning behind someone's words and their expression, tone of voice change in the air. I catch all of it. People with strong empathy are often seen as someone who stays close to others, helping with their worries. Maybe it's picking up too much information. A person's background, thinking given this background, this kind of things would be hard for me to. By contrast, psychopaths are very weak in that area. Someone like a boss who doesn't care about employees and situation and act in a dictatorial ways. Psychology exact opposite of the sensitivity. So I recently checked Mikuni of the shop he likes contributing to his hometown after getting older. Some people go that route after getting older doing volunteer work, and there's usually a set pattern that, but since he still got a strength, it seems like a waste since he's worked at the top level. There should be things he can do around the edge, using it well to contribute somehow, raising things up. For example, which were Bill Gates using its health more for IT industry using it. Volunteer work isn't a bad thing either. Also, yesterday I was debating whether to change clothes. I had an accident in the bathroom. The smell turned out to be okay, but I didn't want to touch anything, and it wasn't too messy, and I didn't need to cover the futon, so changing clothes quickly might have been better. But I don't change clothes that often since I'm always home, and for some reason my stomach gets upset and I do change clothes. That's strange too. There's a conflicting feeling wanting to listen to the podcast, but also feeling like it's a waste of time. I forgot what I wanted to say and I couldn't take any note at all. So starting over from scratch, feeling expected with English related stuff, I'm pretty warm out mentally and physically now too. Also, this is just a fantasy. I'm imagined an anchor singer and support got on TV. Their appearance well received, doing great on a variety show, and I just kept praising them non-stop in my head. Also, I can't help it. Since I've been talking about philosophical stuff lately, I can't recall things like that fantasy only thinking about it. There was nothing else to talk about, so I just talk about it. But I do wanna talk about it, and I don't know what to do about that. My own talk isn't philosophy either. In my mind, I'm inside nothingness and just continuing within it. That could be called philosophical too, but I don't wanna think I'm talking philosophy before it was because I didn't got the confidence to talk philosophy. Now it's for a different reason. I want think to feel clear for myself. I wanna think of myself as this kind of podcaster, but I shouldn't think that way to begin with. With philosophy, then just do philosophy probably instead of doing it halfway. That's what's close to my mind. But I also can't get free in a mindset of rejecting it as differently, not philosophy at all. It's not abstract or academic theory. And either I want to talk about the problem I actually run in a while living, not philosophy. Living that to philosopher also are related but not unrelated. I don't want to be lumped as thinking just like this philosopher. Some people say others can't understand their feeling when told something that's completely true every case. But it's also true that people can't help saying something to others. Both things exist together. Pointing something out or lecturing someone is probably always off the mark. People often say things like you have struggled in raising and insult as giving advice. I don't get why it's done that the advice itself isn't 100% of their mark either. For example, who I'm trouble about something, not knowing the background or how much I'm struggling, saying nothing at all would be completely right too. Nobody could know that, so trying to give advice about it, the strange things humans do. People often think they understand someone else's situation. On the flip side, Grandma gave me all kind of advice and it all fell off the mark. Grandma couldn't possibly know it. Since we only met once a year, it's troubling, but I understand the feeling behind giving that advice too. It's not necessarily wrong. It's not that no one should say anything because they can't understand my pain or feeling. It's more that since the chance of understanding is basically zero, whether said feels pointless. Next topic this morning, I was thinking about who Japan's best chef might be, wondering who there's Chinese food chef I know of. And right then, Mom said, our family got a Chinese food chef we know. Out of nowhere, this happens sometimes. People who live in the occult would probably call it telepathy, but since that can't happen, it's interesting. Honestly, it feels almost miraculous just from the timing and probability, not even a second off, like it's happened the very same instant. Even if Mom had been thinking about it earlier, the timing line up exactly. So people basically run near automatic pattern. That kind of switch. We're talking about one thing, trigger thinking about the related things. Since genetics makes people close to each other, humans are built in a fairly complex way, and there's a real gap between individuals depending on that.